guys, my name is Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Also, while you smash that subscribe button, make sure you tap the bell. Select all, that way you're notified when I upload a new video and do live streams. I realized I just talked really fast in the intro, but it's okay. Anyway, so today in this video, I am going to be doing a Cecil Hotel video thing, because I just watched the series on Netflix about it, and I kind of wanted to put my input and my thoughts out there. If you have not watched it, you should go check it out. It is so good. It raises a bunch of questions on what happened, but I'll get into all that. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, turn on push notifications, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so before I kind of explain the series and whatever, I'm going to kind of give you the background of the hotel. So it was a low-budget hotel in Los Angeles, California. It was originally named the Cecil Hotel. They eventually changed the name to Stay on Main not too long ago. It has over 700 rooms. It was basically for like the people that didn't have enough money to buy an expensive hotel or whatever. It was more of like low cost or whatever, which means that the homeless and stuff were in there a lot of the time. People just got out of jail, obviously, because they're poor, right? So all those people were in there. Obviously, this hotel was put on a road, or like a section for the homeless, which is called Skid Row. It's where all the homeless stayed, obviously. You know, this hotel was right in the middle of all that. So it just made things just really just off, I guess you could say, in a way. And one of the people that stayed in the hotel, which is also mentioned in the series, and the most prominent, I guess you could say, and talked about in the series, was Elisa Lamb. Now, if you've heard about Cecil or have watched this series or whatever, then you know she was a 21-year-old Canadian girl, I think it was, and basically she went to LA to kind of like get a loan from her family or whatever and kind of see how she could do on her own. It said in the series that she was had depression and bipolar 1, and she thought she could have this like trip of her life, I guess you could say, in a way. And she went there, and it was like February 28th or something like that. She arrived at the hotel. She checked into the hotel, and she had a room with 3 other girls, I think it was, or her and 2 other girls. And she was doing fine and everything, and the day before she was supposed to check out, and that night before she was supposed to check out, things kind of went haywire and south for her. She started to write notes to the girls in the room saying, you know, please go away, please stay away, and every time they would leave the room and ask to come back in, she wouldn't allow them back in the room. And so the girls in the room were starting to freak out because her behavior was all over the place. She wasn't acting right. They knew something was up with her. And so they moved her to another room, all on her own, see how she would do. And the day she was supposed to check out, she never checked out of the hotel. By that point, they realized, I think it was like 2 days later or whatever, that her parents put in a missing report because her parents told her to check in with her every day. And obviously, that day she didn't. And the people in the hotel, the staff or whatever, in this series, especially the hotel manager, to me, kind of like was saying weird things, I guess you could say, to make me think that she was in all this. And she was saying that Obviously, when somebody doesn't check out or whatever, they go in the room and collect their belongings and put them in a special place. And then after 30 days, if they don't come back, then they just throw the stuff away. They were worried that somebody in the hotel had her with them underneath their supervision. Either she was killed, murdered, you know. And they just kind of thought that she was in the hotel at that point because they were looking at security cameras and she was nowhere to be found. They saw her come into the hotel, but she never left. Obviously, if you know the Cecil Hotel and you know the Elise Lam story, then you know the elevator video. Now, in this series, the elevator video was shown a bunch of times. Obviously, if you don't know what that is, I will play a clip of it right here.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. Be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky hiding behind dark gray clouds. I can't figure you out now. I see your blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the tide. I can't find the point where our two pass the line, but you're the night sky. I'm trying to see your stars, but I've always feared the dark. Now I see violet, I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars have burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
As you see in the footage, she is not acting right. She came in the elevator, she pressed all the buttons down the middle row, and then she stood back. Just seeing if the elevator would move or whatever. Now, knowing the sequence of the buttons that she pressed, obviously it was that middle row. Obviously she was on floor 14, so obviously she pushed the 14 button. That didn't move, so then she touched every number below that. And doing that, she pressed the door hold button, which stays open for 2 minutes. Now, knowing this, the timestamp that was at the bottom was all blurred. Now, I'm guessing in the original footage that they have of this video, the timestamp isn't all jumbled. But obviously the door hold is open for 2 minutes. The video is 3 minutes and 59 seconds, correct? Okay. The door did not close at exactly 2 minutes, like it was supposed to. I'm guessing because she went back to the thing, as you saw in the video, and pressed the buttons again. And she obviously kept going out of the elevator. Her hands were doing all sort of movements, like she was talking to somebody, like somebody was there. And it just didn't make sense to me or anybody else. So, basically, she walked out of the elevator, right? She walked out of the elevator, and that's her last seen footage of her. Obviously, the series was saying that they searched every room in the hotel to find her. They brought in dogs, they brought in so many FBI agents and stuff, and they said they searched every room. There's 700 rooms in that hotel, right? I think it said 700 rooms and 600 closets or something like that. There is no way they could have searched that many rooms to even check if she was still in there. They probably just checked half. Anyway, next thing that happened in the series was they went on the roof because the dog was scenting a smell of her going up the fire escape. Obviously, fire escape on the outside of the building I know is like necessary or whatever, but I feel like there should be like a blocked off way or whatever just in case. I don't know. Anyways, so they went up there, they checked the roof, they brought the dog up there, and they also had like flying over helicopter thingy, and no sign of her was found on the roof. So they said that the maintenance, actually no, take that back. The people in the hotel were complaining after, I think it was, 18 days, something like that, that the water was black. There's a picture of that. The water was black, the water tasted odd or whatever, and it just wasn't the right color. And the, like, flow of water was so, like, not as, like, heavy, I guess you could say it, as it's supposed to be normally. So, the hotel manager decided, tell the maintenance man, have him go check the water tanks. Obviously, water tanks. He went up there to check the water tanks, and there she was in the water tank. Now, with that being said, the water tank has a lid on the water tank, obviously. And what the series was saying basically was she could have just lifted up the thing, right, and fell in. But if she fell in, how would have the lid closed? That raises a question to me. And the fact of the matter is that if she fell in, the water is moving her around, obviously, people using the water, there would have been no way she would have closed that hatchback. And which makes me think somebody else was involved in this, either a hotel manager, the police, or something. And the guy went up there, obviously. The hatch was open because he just looked in. He didn't have to open anything, and there she was. So they called the LAPD out there in the corners and all that. They had to drain the entire water tank, let her float down to the bottom, take her out. They sent her to the coroner's office, which made the coroner say that she didn't have any cuts, any bruises, nothing to make anybody else think that, you know, it was murder or whatever. She had no internal injuries, no external injuries. They first said it as it was a could not be determined as of on the 18th, I believe. Or, yeah, 18th. And then they put accidental on the 15th and did an accidental death. Which means that they marked 15th accidental, and then they did the 18th as could not be determined, and then marked that out and then put error, and then went back to accidental. I don't know. See, the picture's right here. That looks like a 5 to me, but the series said it was an 8. I don't know. Anyway, they were putting in the thing that it was, and the cause of death was a accidental death because of her depression and bipolar thing. I think it was bipolar disorder, or yeah, bipolar 1 disorder. That's what it was. They did toxicology reports on her and everything to figure out what happened with her. They were saying that she didn't take her medicine properly. and her sister was saying that this happens to her all the time. She like runs around the house or whatever, and she'll act like she's seeing things and go hide into the bed. So this was not like a new occurrence to anybody that knew her or was friends with her. So this was just like a whole different ordeal that kind of put the question in the air of what really happened to Lisa, right? Obviously, this is another thing. There was obviously a bunch of connections between her and other things or whatever. There was a movie made, I think it was called Dark Water. They also said this in the thing on how this girl, little girl, wearing the exact same color shirt she was and everything, fell into the water tank. I know, weird, right? And then there was another thing of where in that time tuberculosis was going around. They did a test, and the exact same test that they were giving out for tuberculosis was Elisa Lam spelled backwards. That one blew my mind, honestly. And then there was another one that was mentioned in the series, but I don't think it has anything to do with it. There was this one guy. He was like this like dark rock metal singer or whatever. And he was saying that he was making music or whatever. Anyway, so there's this heavy rock metal singer in the movie, or not movie, series. And it was basically saying that his lyrics to the song were basically saying that he was killing somebody, they were going to be in a water tank, and they were Canadian, and they were like 21 or whatever, which, you know, hey, she's 21, she's Canadian, you know. So that just kind of drew like a bunch of questions. And let's see what other else facts I can do, because I was looking for them. Oh yeah, also, they also were thinking that this one guy that was in the thing, which has been around for a very long time, it's always mentioned in series like that, was that Richard Ramirez, which is the Night Stalker, also thought that he did something to her or whatever, which, you know, I kind of thought the same thing, but I guess not. Another thing which I found very, very, very odd, they were looking for her belongings, correct? She was always using Tumblr, right? She had a phone, right? And in the thing, they never found her phone. So and her phone was not in the water tank with her. So I don't know if somebody took that or she just hid it somewhere. Another thing is, and it's also saying on this website that the Night Stalker, was there that night, so it just makes everything way more different. Also, they were saying, and I see this on this website now, that there's a ghost sighting in that video, in that series. Okay, so it says, basically, it said that there was a ghost, the 11-year-old took a picture of it, and the person's hanging outside of the window on the 4th floor. People are saying that they hear voices in there all the time. I don't know. So, if you have not watched this series, I really recommend it. I have heard about this because I watched YouTube videos on it. Because the channel I watch, TFIL, they went in and explored this place. And it just raised a bunch of questions for me. And it kind of just, you know, made things in my mind just a little bit more just heavy, I guess you could say, and made me question everything about it. I don't know, but if you have seen the series and you want to add your input in the comments about this, your thoughts, your opinion, if you think that the police were hiding stuff, if the hotel staff was in on this, please, please, please let me know, because I want to know y'all's thoughts, just as well as y'all know mine. And yeah, so again, like, comment, subscribe. Also, make sure you join the Discord. If you do not know how to get there, it is in my About page on my YouTube channel. It's very important that you do that, because my comments on my YouTube channel have been going off and on and off and on and off and on, because YouTube keeps messing with them. So, and I want y'all to be able to comment back to me, and know y'all's opinions. So, again, join the Discord. I'd love to have you guys, and I will see you guys very soon. Love you guys.